Hey everyone, welcome back to the North American Challenger Series playoffs. We're in the quarterfinals here, and we're now up to our second best of three match of the day. 4th seed Team 8 against 5th seed XDG, formerly known as Wasabi Gaming.
Yeah, and Team 8, they come into this matchup once again as the favorites. Leading into the summer, there was a lot of hype surrounding this team due to wins in outside tournaments, including the Black Monster Cup and Lone Star Clash. But in the Challenger Series, they haven't found much success until recently when they won the 3rd place match against Team LOLPro in Summer Series 2. Now, this team was kind of in a slump, and then we saw Dodo pick up the Alistar, and then we saw Maple Street play Tristana and Kog'Maw. Kind of a new outbreak for them, and then Maple Street, actually, in a very recent interview, said he has his confidence back, and he can take on any bot lane.
Okay, so these guys are back on form. Maybe we'll see that teammate that kind of everyone thought was going to be the #1 team coming into Challenger, and so far they've yet to prove that. So we'll see what we got now today. So despite the victory in the 3rd place match, they hadn't seemed that favorite at the start. Calitroll's been doing his best to change everyone's mind, though. He's the top lane shot caller here of Team 8. He's had 46 kills so far in Summer 2. And the guys in 2nd and 3rd are 80 carries. Matchmaker from Team Coast and Pack from Curse Academy, the top 2 seeds overall in the tournament. And honestly, he's a shot caller who loves to brawl. And we talked about this in the last series. You can get ahead as the shot caller. It's a lot easier to do that.
Yeah, most kills in the Challenger Series. Really, really big boon for his team. And the team he's looking to compile more kills against are the new look XDG Gaming. It's the Wasabi Gaming roster from Summer 2. It's mostly intact, except now they're being joined by former LCS jungler and XDG veteran xSmithy. In his last stint with XDG in the 2014 NALCS Spring Split, xSmithy had a 1.81 KDA as a jungler.
Yeah, it's a weird story for xSmithy because in 2013 summer, the one that went to Worlds, he had the 2nd highest KDA, is like 5 point something, only behind Meteos, was a great player. In spring, he had the 4th lowest jungle KDA, above Nintendo, ThinkCard, and Nick Wu. Only one of those was even a starting jungler there. He had a worse performance than Link when he was playing for CLG in the jungle. So it hadn't been a very good run for Smithy so far. So despite a less than impressive KDA, XDG is still hoping his experience will score them a victory today, because even despite their inclusion in the playoffs, honestly, this team hasn't actually destroyed an Nexus themselves in a single game after the round of 10. If they've won a game in the quarterfinals or semis, it was a forfeit win, either from a disconnect or a team not even showing up in the first place.
Yeah, but the top lane is a big matchup today. We got to watch it. It's, as we mentioned earlier, for Team 8, it's the Summer 2 Kill King, Calitrolls, going up against the Solo Q All-Star and Collegiate All-Star, iKennyU.
Yeah.
So both these guys, they love to fight each other, they love to brawl, and they are both the late-game shot callers for the team.
And it's going to be fun to watch for, because I know the tank meta is overtaken, and everyone's all about the Maokai and the Alistar, but I just want to see an Aurelia and a Lee Sin bash heads for a while. That's where these guys would be at home in the matchup.
I think Cali's ditched the Lee Sin recently.
Aww,
I don't think Lee Sin, since the attack speed reduction being removed from his Tempest Cripple, I don't think it's going to do it for him anymore.
I know. I mean, it's my favorite top laner, but I'm really bad at him, and I think he's been hard to make work. I've actually asked a couple of LCS pros about top lane Lee Sin. They're like, yeah, it's really specific requirements. They can't have good wave clear or be able to bully you very much. What's that mean? It's
any top
Renekton. That's kind of it. There's not much you can really do. So
I do hope that he whips out something like the Vladimir or the Fizz. I really want to see those staple champions from Calitrolls. He also played Kayle a ton. Kayle got a slight buff in 4.13 and a little bit of a fix in 4.14.
Yeah.
So I want to see these things come out for Calitrolls. I think that's what really does it for his team when he plays a champion along those lines.
Yeah, you pick the sort of damage-oriented carries, but we'll have to see what kind of comes through with the picks and bans, though, because it'll be a good match regardless. It will be fun to watch. Honestly, you've got a lot of skill all the way down the line. XDG, I do want to see what happens with xSmithy. Again, he's had really good splits, really bad splits. I want to see how he's been keeping up now. He's up against Porpoise Pops, who, for a while, we said he was an unsung hero of Team 8. Honestly, I think he's kind of gained the respect he deserves. You look at Team 8 and you're like, oh man, Toto and Maple Street, they're so good. Calitrolls just does weird crap in the top lane and it works out. Slushie's been good for a while. And Porpoise Pops was the new the new member of the roster, but he's repeatedly been a very strong player and done a lot for the team. And I want to see that test. Smithy is basically the epitome of old guard at this point, where the guy had been at the top for a while, and now it's can you make your way back in? And you've got a guy with Porpoise Pops who's I haven't made it to the LCS yet. I haven't made it to a promo tournament yet.
He's tried a ton.
He's tried a million times.
Oh, yeah. He was on VVV.
VVV was his big
for
one,
a bit with his twin brother.
Yep.
They looked exactly like it's WTF2 Porpoise Pops.
Yeah. Never got to see that on the LCS stage.
Nope.
How good would Twitch have been?
Oh,
You get
man.
two Borbers pops next to each other. You know, sometimes you get those popsicles where there's actually two like conjoined.
You break them. Yeah.
You break them apart. This is what happened. One went to Team 8, and they're in the quarterfinals right now.
I always just imagine it's a person grabbing them by the legs and being merciless and cracking their back against them.
Wow, what is wrong with you?
My mind is just having fun with things, man.
Can I just solo cast this one? Can he just
No,
make this?
no, I'll solo cast it. You go somewhere safe.
Okay, yeah.
It's not safe for you here.
No, it's really
Anyway.
not. I've realized this.
It's also not safe here for Xmithy in this matchup.
True.
Because Xmithy, he's had a lot of criticism around him. He's actually been called out by Dominate in an interview, I think it was Reflections, where Dominate said that Xmithy was a fantastic jungler. His Lee Sin was ridiculous. You talked about how he had the second highest KDA because he's very mechanically skilled. And when the jungler role changed from being mechanics and trying to out-mechanic the enemy to being a brain game, Xmithy fell off because he's not much of a talker. You need a team that funnels information into him so that he can use his game sense. And I talked with XDG, and they were saying that that has actually helped them communicate better as a whole because their team wasn't always funneling information into their jungler. Now he requires it, and they've used their management and said this is what needs to happen. And so they have much cleaner comms, and they give Xmithy all the information he needs so he can make the early game plays.
Well, we'll see if he can make those plays then, honestly. Team 8's a team that goes really aggressive like all the time. And so I think there's going to be opportunities for Smithy to get himself in there. We saw top lane get tilted multiple times in our earlier quarterfinal today. It's maybe a matchup we can see happen again here. Honestly, it's one that I feel like both teams will focus on a little bit. We'll see what happens. So Team 8 on the blue side, they are the higher seed, the better seed here. Aurelia already dropped from Kenny. The Yasuo already away from Slushy. Not a surprise at all.
I don't think we've seen Slushy ever get Yasuo. No, we have not. It's always banned against him because they were practicing Gragas top Yasuo combo for a very long time on Team 8's side.
Yeah.
But even though Gragas has fallen off of top lane, they're still not going to give him Yasuo because he's just so damn good on that champion by itself. Another thing I want to talk about here is Team 8. I was looking at stats for them. Their kill participation out of all of the teams in the playoffs, all 6 teams, they had the lowest team kill participation. And the highest member on the team is 67%, and that's Dodo. That's the support. That's not the jungler roaming around. It's the support making plays, because they leave Maple by himself, Dodo goes and roams. So Alistar, right up his alley. Braum, exactly what he wants. He likes that Kiwi Kid kind of style, where he's going to run around and go make plays. But it also means that they solo kill in lane all the time. When you have that low kill participation and the jungler is not part of that, it means you aren't team fighting. You're picking people off, and then you go ahead and take objectives off of it.
And you're going for the one-on-ones. We're going to see if that continues to be the case here. Team 8, they got first pick here. Maokai's left open. Maokai. There it goes. So Kylie Trolls, he'll probably still duel someone.
Yeah, no, he loves that Maokai. He recently picked it up. Granted, he's kind of hipster about his champion pool in the top lane.
Yes,
I was going to talk about it. Yeah, I know. He's always like, I don't want to play that, because he was always like, I'm going to play Kayle, Fizz, all this stuff. Kha'Zix
before it was cool.
Yeah, exactly. Before it was cool, he's playing Kayle. And now he's like, well, they're kind of fun. Like, he's like, Mundo's really fun now. Maokai's really fun for him now. So he's becoming less and less of a hipster, and it's definitely helping out Team 8.
His turtleneck is slowly shrinking down into a regular sweater, and it's just... Oh, well. It's okay, though. XDG do get the bot lane they want, though. No ban set except for Alistar against the bot lane, and they go for Morgana. Tristana as the blind pick leaves Kha'Zix and Ziggs open for Team 8. So down the line, Team 8 picking their own champions, and honestly, it's a very scary roster. Their team fight looks so good on Team 8.
Yeah, and something that every time I talk about Team 8, I talk about their champion select. They will always lock in Kylie Trolls something first. If they're on blue side, if they're red side, they'll lock it in last for them, unless something is ridiculous that's left up and you didn't first pick your top laner. So they love doing this for Kylie Trolls, and then they set up the team. Excellent wave clear, excellent pick. This is a team that looks like, I wouldn't be surprised to see Porpoise Pops evolve his W first, just for the AoE wave clear and the siege potential of this team. It looks very scary in team fights already. And Maple Street recently picked up the Kog'Maw. He was a dude who played, this is his champions previously, was Tristana, Corki, Lucian, Caitlyn, Ezreal. He played Tristana Kog'Maw very recently to great success, and now he's picked up the Kog'Maw and kind of put the lane bullies off to the side for a bit, because he's like, you know what, these are extremely strong champions, but I just want to be able to carry later. Maple Street, he's the kind of guy that every time we see Team 8, he's not really carrying the team, he's the assistance to it. It's usually Slushy or Kylie Trolls.
True, but But the thing is with this teammate composition is it basically looks like a better version of the Niles Game 1 team composition. It's a bunch of really good late game, but you've actually got lanes that are decent here. Basically just having Ziggs and Maokai in there makes your life a little bit easier for this one. XDG, I'm curious to see what happens. They are running double AD, so that'll be a fun one to watch for. Tristana, of course, here in the mix. They've got to pick their own jungler for themselves, which does give you some power in the late game. The problem is, how fast do you break through a Maokai? How fast do you... I mean, how well, in fact, you survive Ziggs ulti and Kog'Maw being artillery against you? I want to see what happens with XDG's comp because I think it's very risky to run this.
Yeah, XDG, well, it's always very risky to run a double AD composition because then you can just build one type of resistance and really tank up against it. ICanEU, he is going to have % HP magic damage on his cleavers.
True, that's
so it's
big.
A little bit of a shred and a little bit good for them. But at the same time, they'll prioritize mostly armor against the Tristana for the resets and the Corki for the poke.
Right.
So I do like this composition for both teams, actually. If they're playing to their strengths, then, you know, so be it. This is what they're going to shine on. And no, that's not going to happen. They're just messing around, swapping things over.
Yeah, I think we're okay. Well, I mean...
Oh, Baby Zeus does have TP. Okay, you know what? This is going to happen, but Kenny's going to go mid.
Yeah.
Kenny is going to go mid and try to carry with the Tristana.
I actually have a story to tell from like 2.5 years ago.
All right.
So, you remember Nubby Poo where we just saw him a second ago?
No, I forgot him.
Okay, I hate you. So, for what it's worth, I actually played on a ranked team with ICanEU and Nubby Poo Bear way back in the day.
Threes?
Fives, actually. Like, it was for fun, whatever, but I actually got... I wasn't active enough, and actually brought in ICanEU as the AD carry of that team for a while. And he played AD carry for Nubby's old team back in the day, and they tried to qualify as Nobody Important Died way back when. I think they actually made one of the promo tournaments like a year or so ago, and Kenny was the AD carry for that team for a time before they picked up Flappy Bearfish. I think I have my understanding of the lineage properly here, but Kenny's played competitive AD carry before on a roster. That's basically what the story boils down to.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this more and more. I'm very curious to see how the game pans out because they could do so much here. You could put Mundo bottom, you could put your AD carry, your Corki, and your, I think it was Morgana, into the mid lane.
Yeah.
And then you just put your Tristana top and you bully out the Maokai and don't let Callie's trolls get going.
Well, it's an interesting
There's
thing.
a lot you could do here.
There's actually a lot you can do here. I absolutely agree with you. It was actually an interesting thing I realized a little while ago watching, I think it was the Southeast Asian GPL finals of TPA versus AHQ. And I think it was TPA. They do the lane swap, and their top lane Tristana, and their bot lane is like Thresh Alistair. And I'm like, we're back at Season 1. 2 tanks bot lane, 80 carries solos top.
Oh,
Honestly,
man.
Any of these lanes work.
Sivir running middle with Smite.
And Rally.
Season 1 all
and
over again.
Blood Razor first. Yeah, that was...
Oh, man.
Those are good times.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you want to ever relive them, I'm sure there's champion spotlights you can go dig up.
Of glorious, glorious things. So, XDG, I actually have high hopes for this comp because of, where they're running things around, and also the more I think about it, the less I'm worried about itemization problems. You mentioned Mundo with the magic damage cleavers. Also, Corki, for most of the game, is a pretty heavy magic damage mix. The difficulty, though, comes down to the fact that their bot lane, their back line, their 2 AD carries, are actually fairly easy to kill. You have really easy reach on them with Ziggs, with Kha'Zix, and even with Kog'Maw Ultimate. Keeping those guys alive, I think, will be very difficult.
Yeah.
Because Mundo doesn't project threat on a Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't see how XDG does this unless Slushie doesn't get off the ground.
Well, Maple's going to have to position himself impeccably because there have been times that, the fact that he's on those lane bullies with good mobility has been really good for him, but now he's on the immobile Kog'Maw. Monarch Kog'Maw.
Another interesting thing as well is XDG are running a set of champions I think a lot of people really like, which is the Morgana Elise combo for the picks, right? Very long range, single target lockdown. The interesting thing is, though, the rest of their team is not set up to one-shot someone who gets hit by that.
Yeah.
Like, you have some burst, but, like, it's not what a Zed's going to do. It's not what a Ziggs is going to do. It's not what a LeBlanc's going to do. You're, like, hoping you crit as you attack them, and maybe that target will die.
Late game, it'll definitely help them out a bunch. But now, Cali Trolls, they're trying to keep tabs on this XDG roster. Ooh.
There's the flash from Slushie, so
Where did
already
he go?
a good start. And that's a setup. If Slushie does not get off the ground, it's really, really difficult. Smithy is freaking Elise, one of the best early game junglers in the game. And we'll see how the matchups end up faring.
And so we talked about the kill participation of Team 8. being the lowest in the playoff teams.
Yeah.
And now they're picking team fight-oriented composition here. Kog'Maw, Nami, Ziggs, Kha'Zix a bit, and a Maokai. This team wants to team fight you, but oh man. That's not really the strength of teammate that we've seen in the past.
Not necessarily. Kenny is going to play mid lane here, by the way, so
Ooh.
he'll hold up against Lucy for a while. It is going to be Baby
TPing.
chilling. Oh, he
interrupted.
lost his teleport. That is so bad for that Maokai. He's going to miss out on a lot of XP. Quarterfinals does get the blue buff grab for himself, though. Not even a lane swap, so just kind of a steal, but the same still happens for Smithy on the other side of the map.
That is huge. Calitrolls, he's going to be late to the top lane. There's 5 CS already in the pockets of Baby Zeus. He's going to have the experience advantage, and now Calitrolls running into Xfinity. It is just a bad day in the forest for that tree.
Man, he's trying to go to the west coast to be where he's from.
What I also heard
there
is that he wasn't here until very recently. He was actually on a plane because he goes to school in Canada. He's going to pharmacy school at the moment. And I remember him having a dilemma of whether or not he was going to participate in this because school started for him and he couldn't really delay it any longer. So he's trying to go all in on this, but he's right now trying to balance just in case this doesn't work out.
Well, we'll see then.
But he might be tired.
That's true, there's a chance. I mean, but he's got to perform today. If he loses, then he can, you know, stop playing League for a short time. He's going to be out of the tournament, but if he wins, he's got at least one more day ahead of him. Actually, 2 more days ahead of him.
Yep.
Either way, he's here for the entire weekend regardless. It's not like he's going home soon, or rather than later. But we'll see what he ends up having in his future. Maple Street so far doing quite well against Latman, 11-6 in CS. This is actually just Corki missing CS.
Oh, wow, that bubble's
great. Bubble, good damage. 10Q going to lose a lot of health as well. Maple and Dodo are looking very good.
Hey, they said they were out of their slump. Off this early game, you know, you can't completely judge it, but their laning looks good.
It really does. And what I like about this as well is the fact that they honestly got a good matchup.
Again?
Another double bubble. Dodo is freaking on fire right now, which is ironic considering he's a, you know, fish. But it's working, man.
Yeah, those bubbles. I think he's 2 for 2 that we've seen.
Yep. Kind of 4 for 2 if you think about it.
Yeah.
He has 200% accuracy on title on Aqua Prison.
Did he get 2 the first one as well?
Yeah, I think they were both double bubbles.
And we see Smithy roaming around on the top left side of mid. But he's being a very passive Slushy right now. He doesn't have his flash, and the wave clear Tristana is just going to push him in all game.
A little bit of harass here in this mid lane. We're seeing actually the Ziggs and Trist go fairly equal. So that one's holding up pretty nicely. The Mundo versus Maokai matchup at the top lane is also not too far apart. You'd expect the lead because of the early start from Mundo and Maokai not making it to the lane, but otherwise lane's going about as you expect. Just the quick lead from teammate in the bot lane here.
They ping that there's a ward there, but he's still going to try it anyway because they're so shoved up. Porpoise Pops actually at the same time is going to wrap around top for Baby Zeus, and here's the gank assistance.
Here's the top lane engage, knocks back Baby Zeus. Red buff is here. Porpoise Pops, a lot of burst coming down on him. Baby Zeus has nowhere to go, and that will be the kill picked up. First blood to Maokai. XDG actually forced away in the 2v3. Look at that. Dodo and Maple just crushing this game.
I want to see what happened there because it may have been another double bubble. You never know. Because, oh man, has Dodo been on point today. But that top lane, you talked about how Kenny has played mid before, or he's played AD carry.
Yeah.
Right? He's solo queue hero. He can play pretty much every role.
True.
How much can Baby Zeus play top?
We'll see.
At a competitive level against teammate.
I actually matched with him about a month ago, and he was top lane Lulu. I asked why he was in my ELO bracket, because I'm not that good. He's like, oh, I just try new things in solo queue all the time. But he was top laning last I saw him, for what it's worth. I don't know, though. I mean, there's a lot of subtleties you just don't know about the various lanes. You don't play them a lot, especially in competitive. Like, I trust XDG was ready for this lane swap. They must have been practicing the double AD, and they realized that Kenny was a better AD carry than Baby Zeus. So I trust he's ready for this. He's got to be. He's got to be able to learn this matchup. So hopefully he knows just enough to make it work for Baby Zeus.
Porpoise Pop's making another gank in the mid lane here. Some damage.
Yep.
He's actually maxing his Q first instead of his W.
On the Kha'Zix.
Yep. He's looking to roam around and push the lanes out. He's looking to get some isolation damage on solo laners.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you saw it with his first gank. He went for the Mundo specifically.
Yeah.
He's going for Calitrolls' lane, saying, I'm going to kill this solo laner who's very easy to pick off. Putting early pressure against Mundo is one of the best ways to keep the champion down.
And despite that, Calitrolls is actually down by 20 CS at this point in the game compared to Baby Zeus.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm being told that Smithy leveled up while the Ignite was ticking on him bottom.
Oh, wow.
He would have died if he didn't level up there.
Oh, wow. Well, that guy stayed alive. There would have been a kill in a 1v2. Patoy did that last game, and it was glorious.
So close. But Maple Street, 10 CS above a Corki.
Yeah.
And we saw this actually lane matchup previously where it was the Kog'Maw Nami, and just gives him so much early game on that Kog'Maw. Tidecaller's Blessing plus all of that range is just huge.
Oh, they go for the bubble there, but Dark Shield, Black Shield's gonna keep that one safe. Maple Street actually went to go check if that brush was warded, realized it was, they just went for it anyway. And teammate are gonna be able to stay in the lead here, but wasted time for Pops regardless. He'll run back on recall. Smithy on top of a friendly pink ward goes down to the jungle. He knows Kha'Zix is far away.
Oh, Slushy.
Slushy play in the mid lane, jump in for Kenny. You both level 6. Oh, it knocks him back in. No, they do not land the cocoon, but Smithy wants the Q. He gets it. There's the repel. He's actually out of range.
Oh, it's so close. The Spiderling. Oh, no.
I think he's okay.
Wow.
Kha'Zix is on the hunt, though.
Yeah. Kha'Zix doesn't really have the movement speed to catch up to him, though, at this moment.
I think they're all going to be okay.
I can even just insect him into the insect.
That was great. Actually, spiders are arachnids.
That's true. Thank you for correcting me on that.
Yeah, that was silly. Come on.
Rookie mistake.
Such a
rookie mistake.
8 legs, bro. Although I guess if you average it, right? Like humans have 4 appendages, spiders have 8, but at least just have 6 on average.
Boom, thank you.
Actually, no, because she has them all on her back during human form, so you're still wrong.
Does that have something to do with how many legs they have?
What do you mean?
The fact that they're qualified as an insect?
Yeah. Insects have 6 legs. I think like literally every single one.
I thought it was
legs and body segments.
Yeah, I thought it was body segments.
Yeah, and legs, which are part of their body.
Cool.
If you didn't know.
So I mean, like, would Kha'Zix be an insect even though he only has? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Exactly.
He has 6 legs.
Does he?
Yeah. Look closer.
Does he really?
Yeah.
You're gonna blow my mind here in a second.
Look closer.
The wings do not count.
Next time you play League of Legends, click the champion and zoom in for once. Or look at the splash art. Whatever you want to do. It's all up to you, man. Oh, look, it's Kha'Zix. Shh. It's 6 legs. Don't mess with me here. See, the great thing is, as long as I say with conviction, you believe me.
You're such a troll. I was like, wings don't count, man. I play Kha'Zix.
And yet you believed me.
I was like, you're like, look at the splash art. I'm like, okay.
I was like,
maybe his legs split off, but no, they don't. Look at that.
Nope.
Suck freak.
All right, here we go. Baby Zeus, though, going to be in a pretty bad spot. Pops guilty. Cali Trolls does the same, but he is so close to dead. That could be a dead Maokai. In fact, it is the jump in and the reset for Porpoise Pops. He's going to get away, maybe. But Smithy wants to prove he's the king of the animal kingdom. And Porpoise Pops will get away. But
here comes iKenny.
Jumps in.
He has the Buster shot.
Oh, Buster wouldn't kill him yet. Good slow. One more auto attack, though. That W let him, I think, get in range from their auto attack.
Wow, really, really good job there. iKenny is actually coming up really big in this mid lane. 1-0-1, keeping toe-to-toe in CS with Slushy, 82 at 10 minutes, and he's also had this kill participation in the mid lane and off on that left side. It's
been good. Smithy and Baby Zeus, sorry, Smithy and Kenny, I apologize. Those guys have been working really well together so far this game. And XDG are up 200 gold as a result right here. The bot lane up 20. Maple's doing great, but there's more than one AD carry to worry about.
They're collapsing right now.
A flash engage from Kenny, but he did not black shield himself, so that's going to be a knockup, but still the stun lands. Maple's getting slowed down by Kenny's rocket jump.
Latman very low.
Zigzal not quite in range, so when he got the black shield as well are okay.
Ooh. Heal for the movement speed. Valkyrie's over.
But Slushy is actually going to stop the dragon attempt, though, so well played by him. Kha'Zix back in the map as well.
This is just crazy back and forth. It looked like they were going to go for a dragon. They go straight for that bot lane, and they end up getting Dodo. Good tidal wave by him, but it wasn't enough to disengage. He still had his flash, but he wasn't able to flash the Dark Binding.
So beautiful stuff then by XDG. Still the 200 gold lead for themselves. Cali Trolls did shove the top lane as the Mundo left, but the TP back in the lane in time makes that not so bad anyway.
And we talked about how Maple Street isn't typically the carry for Team A. It looks like he's going to have to step up to the plate this game.
Yeah, he's going to have to be.
Because all of the other lanes are kind of struggling. The gold is even right now. Like, it's even. But the big thing is that there's 2 AD carries here. If you get ahead of them, you can chunk one of them out if they're in a bad position. You outrange Corki by a long shot. Yep. There's just a lot of things here that Maple Street can help out with, and being on this hyper carry is really going to be a good thing for the team if he gets going.
Yeah.
Like, even if he goes even with Latman, it'll be good, but Kenny just can't get too far ahead.
We're going to see if they can keep him down then, because there's also the item race between Kenny and Calitrolls, actually. Because if Calitrolls can't be tanky enough to survive a fed Tristana, I don't care if you have an AoE damage reduction. You're just going to die through it. So a big risk here for Calitrolls if he can't get his lane in better shape. 79 CS despite getting an early gank for himself.
Yeah, and we talked about the communication between these two teams. And the fact that XDG has actually upped their communication because of Xmithy, it's kind of showing here.
Yeah.
The fact that they are up in gold over Teammate this early on, and Teammate has always been that early game team that wants to crush you in the lanes, it's really big for them. The fact that they're able to clean this up, because this was a team that had been struggling with roster changes all the time. This is their third jungler. They've gone through Hax Defender, Captain Ziploc, and now they're on Xmithy, and they think they found a fit here.
So far, Xmithy's been good.
Yeah,
2-0-0 is going for Spectral Wraith plus Sight Stone, so some damage as well as going for the vision control game. Kenny switching around, playing mid lane Tristana here. That's going just fine against Lushi, who's honestly had very low impact this game aside from getting ganked.
Yeah, I talked about how Kenny, solo queue hero, loves to play these champions, but I also talked last game about how these teams have had so much time on this patch to adjust and come out with new strategies, and we see XDG doing exactly that here. Coming up with a new strategy. Looks like they want to roam down bottom of the Porpoise Pops. He is seen.
Jump in, Slushy's got to be a bit careful. Minefield comes down, damage goes through. Calitrolls wants to show up. Can he do enough, though? Looks like, yes, Kenny going to knock him back into Xmithy, forced to flash away from the ulti of Slushy, and this will be a summoner spell. Basically trade their flash for flash. Kenny also losing his summoner heal. Porpoise and Dodo 8 knocked around by 10Q.
That was not a TP from Calitrolls either. He was just around.
Happened to be Roman. Why the heck not? Now Maple going to get some damage, and 10Q dodges the skill shots at the enemy bot lane. Magana losing some health there.
Straight back to it. Latman actually has a level advantage right now over Maple Street. He needs to clear out this wave to get himself level 8 and to get Dodo level 6. There we go.
There we go. 8 and 7 now for these two.
Dragon being cleared out. Calitrolls having to go back up top because he's missed a lot of minions here. But he's actually pretty close now in CS because he took a bit in the mid.
A little bit there, but 100 to 110, not too bad. Visage already done, though, for Baby Zeus' Dr. Mundo.
Sneaky Dragon.
TP advantage for Calitrolls, but XDG sneaking, as you say. This Dragon Porpoise Pops W says, wait a second, it's gone. And that's already been picked up there, so XDG now 1,200 gold ahead in this game. So far, great play by the red team.
Yeah, really good moves here from XDG. The fact that they're able to pick up that Dragon completely uncontested is great for them. And Dodo taking a lot of harassment.
It's continually pushed around there, down to 1/3 HP. Calitrolls will knock down top lane outer turret, though, bringing the gold a bit closer again. And the Rod of Age is completed as well. It means Calitrolls can continue to scale up over time, but I'm just not sure where the advantage is coming from Teammate. XDG right now can scale a double AD comp, can break down the front line, and they've just been ganking better with Xmithy.
Yeah, just flat out, they've been making better moves. There have been a lot of mistakes here from Teammate. The teleport top, getting Calitrolls behind meant that they were going to have to put some attention up there if they even wanted him to go even in that matchup, which allowed them to make moves bottom. But Xmithy's off on the side bottom here, and standing in the bush that has a pink ward, so they know he's safe.
But they're not going to quite find that gank. Teammate not going to play too aggressively. Latman, I think, intentionally whiffed his Valkyrie to try to bait a fight. And Teammate did not do anything out of that one. Dodo 8 could have gone for the ulti engage, but they
wrapping around top.
We have no vision. There's Calitrolls looking for Babies whose ulti is popped there, and they're going to just basically do no damage back and forth. But here comes Porpoise Pops. There's a jump on in. Good damage coming through. Ulti disengaged on by Calitrolls for the burst. Damage the time's out. Baby Zeus, though, down to 800 health. But here comes Kenny. He wants in, forcing the flash from Porpoise Pops. That is how much respect they are giving this Tristana.
It's definitely warranted because he has a BF sword and a static shift completed, and he just crit that first shot too.
And now these guys feel like they're a little bit safer there. They see Elise in the mid lane. They go for the 2-on-2. Thank you in the brush, looking for a way in. Doesn't land that.
Kenny's coming up really big now with that lane swap, really catching Teammate off guard with this composition, and the fact that he went mid and he's able to just push it out. We've seen the 100% win rate of this composition from Curse. I think we saw LOL Pro try it once, and it didn't work out too well.
Yeah.
But
yeah, LCS Curse is doing great. Kenny gonna sweep out. There we go, he's got the red buff for himself.
See, enemy red buff too. It's going to be big for him if he picks it up.
The flash engage on Maple. Here's the TP in from Calitrolls. Flash wave. Maple keeps himself safe. Now can they knock down Corky? Latman does have summoners, but he has no mana whatsoever. Into 10Q they go with no way of getting out of this one. In is Baby Zeus, though. Can they pick this kill up? There's the end. The Vengeful Maelstrom, in fact, does just that. Now Baby Zeus on the chase against Maple Street, though. Can they get enough damage? Is rooted in turret range, though. Is it going to be enough, though, as he walks away? Kog'Maw passive. Not going to be doing much either. Triple kill now for iKennyU. Taking a lot of damage. Knockback kill goes to Dodo. But overall, that's a 2 for 3 in advantage of XDG.
It's an all-out brawl here. Dodo looks like they want to at least clear this wave out and push it up to the turret because the members of XDG are low.
And that's going to be a nice time then for Dodo and Sushi to push up as there's no one to easily defend. Baby Zeus probably can't get dived under the turret, but there will be at least some damage coming through.
Yeah, just the harassment onto the turret. They'll be able to take this out pretty quickly. And might need another wave, but wave clear is not the problem here for Team 8.
All right, well, life is still safe then if you're teammate. 700 gold, only the difference. Like, this is still a ridiculously close game. Kenny is the only, I mean, I don't want to say the only guy. He is obviously the strongest member of XDG right now.
Oh, the binding over the wall.
Great, good binding, but no follow-up.
But there are two members really close by. He gets the ward, and they can't even finish off the turret.
Slushi, ooh, he actually burns a satchel to break Black Shield instead of getting himself to safety, but Dark Binding was down at the time. And they recall on a ward.
So another big thing is that those kills all went over to Kenny. Kenny is the one who got the triple kill in this fight. We see the TP come in. Cali still has flash during all of this, so instead of going for the Corki, he decides, I'm not going to flash, I'm going to go straight after 10Q. Ends up killing him with the ending part of the Vengeful Maelstrom at this point. Now, Kenny was off on the side. He gets a reset by killing Porpoise Pops. He dives in, he gets the kill onto Maple Street, gets another reset. Then he kills Calitrolls, and it's the triple kill for him. Just amazing all throughout, and he actually dodges the ultimate from Ziggs, but he still meets his demise. But that gold goes over to Dodo.
Yeah.
Shutdown.
Shutdown going to Dodo is not exactly what you want, but is what has happened so far. Gold very spread out on teammate, whereas concentrated on iKennyU for XDG. Maple Street has his finished Blade of the Ruin King, going towards a Phantom Dancer next. And he'll continue to be a high auto attack damage champion, but unlike Trinity Force Kog'Maw, he doesn't have that mid-game spike. He's actually really relying on 2 items to be useful. His 3-item damage is much higher on a build like this, whereas Latman is really powerful right now. So XDG, I think, are actually still the stronger team on the map.
Yeah, right now, even despite the gold advantage being in teammates' favor at the moment. Looks like a very offensive build here from Porpoise Pops. He's going to look to try and blow up the 2 squishies of the 80 carries as quickly as possible. He has the Hex Drinker, though, for magic resistance, which isn't his biggest threat right now. You see Calitrolls has started to rush the Warden's Mail into, looks like it's going to be a Frozen Heart, which is a great decision.
Absolutely the right choice here. Calitrolls, 2 kills, 2 assists. The CS is not too bad, honestly.
He's higher than Baby Zeus.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty decent job himself, I gotta say. Maybe he can keep going into the right kinds of fights there, teammate. 100% kill participation from Calitrolls, by the way. 4 of 4. He's been big so far.
Yeah, he is the shot caller of the team. He wants to be involved in these fights. But both these top laners are the shot callers. But, I mean, Kenny's now in the mid. He's not going head-to-head. So there's no chance that lane being tilted in one of their favors completely just polarized.
Yeah, true.
Now it's like they're both doing well for themselves.
Yeah, they're honestly both doing just fine. Tristana, 190 CS, 191 for Ziggs. Pretty low pressure lane, just minions dying over and over again. So we don't see much of them, but Kenny's certainly done a better job of roaming into fights. So very impressed by his play so far.
Dragon is live. It's time to contest it. Teammate have a good team fighting composition, but XDG have 2 AD carries, and we've seen in the LCS how rough it is to deal with this in team fights if you don't just explode one of them.
Dragon half HP, the AD carry is killing that rather rapidly. Mundo coming down to the fight. Good poke comes out as well from Tristana and Corgi. Dragon's going to reset though. Still teammate losing health bars. And Baby Zeus on the wings, of course, he can't get chased down very easily. Team 8 going to still stick around. XDG rushing it down as fast as they can. Dodo's around. There's the engagement by Porpoise Pops. Goes in for the Dragon itself, but says, you know what? No, there's a team fight going on there. There's Malka in the front lines. Dodo's got to be real careful, though. Losing a lot of health. The ulti times out for Calitrolls, and he has not done enough just yet, but there's the Ziggs bomb. Can they trade kills back? Kenny stays alive so far. 1 for 0, but teammate have a little bit bigger health bars as Baby Zeus regens up. Can they find a little bit more? Re-engage on Dragon. 4v5. Calitrolls will have TP on the respawn in 20 seconds. Latman A little bit low, but he's going to be all right. Kenny is going to go back to base and heal. He'll be back soon.
He's going to try to walk all the way back there. It was so close. He ended up getting some HP off of the kill and then just jumping away. Now, 10Q is actually going to back as well, which is a numbers advantage here for Teammate. They're going to start the Dragon up once again.
Our Teammate really want this Dragon. Maybe can work for themselves. They're getting some good damage down on this Baby Zeus. Getting pushed around. And Smithy can he get in for the steal in time. Smite Fight goes in. Picked up by Porpoise Pops, and they kill off Smithy as well. Overall 1-for-1, but Dodo goes down. Nice flank by Kenny as he comes back into the fight. Calitrolls has shown back up, of course, but looks like not too much to be gained anymore. Slushy slowed down. I don't think they'll get much more for this. Actually, they want Baby Zeus.
Again.
Wow, Ignite. There's a W back on in. They're going to knock him back around, and wow, that burst. Baby Zeus did not see that coming. And he goes down.
They pick him off so quickly. Slushy actually threw down an Ignite there, too.
Yeah, he did, to make sure he went down. It was beautiful.
And then the ultimate came up for Baby Zeus, but he wasn't able to pop it just yet. Whew, it was so close to being up. But that's going to put Teammate into the lead by about 1.6k off the back of the Dragon. The fact that they even didn't kill Kenny, but were able to push him out, and he's at the point in the game where he doesn't really have lifesteal aside from his Doran's Blades, means he can't get back into that fight. He had to back and then walk all the way.
Yeah, it's true. But Kenny is now on Shiv Eye Edge, so gotta give some respect to that Tristana. She's going to be doing a whole crap ton of damage as fights go in now.
It actually looks like Kog'Maw's going to go for the 24-second. As opposed to first.
I just don't like that build.
I know you don't like that build.
It's okay. All right, well,
it out.
He'll be, yep, thank you for making me exasperated some more. You're such a good cast partner, it's making me sad all the time. Bubble's not going to hit Kenny.
Hey.
No longer 200%.
I'm an analyst. I'm pointing out what I see.
That's true.
And you can say,
what else do you see?
That's not a good map. It's not a good build. That's what you can see. I also see the Frozen Heart completed by Calitrolls. So now they're going to have the cooldown reduction to stick to people.
Yep.
And the attack speed slow, which is doubly effective against this composition.
Porpoise Pops wants this top lane, though. Baby Zeus losing a lot of health. 1,000 HP on him. Trying to get back up. Great Tidal Wave. Great Ziggs ulti. Kill picked up by Porpoise Pops, who's going basically full AD, and it is working.
Yeah, it's working out perfectly for them. Porpoise Pops, he wants to get the picks on these squishies. He evolved his E first. He actually has his Q evolved now. He's looking to isolate people and blow them up. Smithy!
Oh, Smithy about to be one of those members. 10Q in the same spot as well. Kill, reset, kill. Now Kenny and Latman are in the fight. They're in a 2 versus 5 right now, though this could be bad.
Nope. He's not going to jump. They're going to go straight for this turret, though. They just open this game wide up. Porpoise Pop's evolutions and his leveling up on this Kha'Zix, it isn't actually benefiting him too much because it only works against isolated targets.
Yep.
But the fact that he's able to just help his team get kills and resets is fantastic, and it's exactly what they need. They now have a 3.5k gold lead, and Teammate are looking really good. 100% kill participation on Calitrolls still.
Yeah.
They're coming to him.
He's done, yeah, it's true. I mean, he's TPing down to some of the fights, but otherwise, it's like, guys, let's kill this Mundo. That's kind of why I like the max Q Kog'Maw and the isolation evolve on Q as well, because they are, like, Porpoise Pops is mostly ganking top lane.
Yeah, they're going to get Baby Zeus with that extra damage.
Yeah, it's destroying them.
Yeah, and then the team fight starts. So they're playing to the strengths of his evolutions right now.
They absolutely are, and it's done very well for themselves. Aegis comes out for Smithy on top of his Sightstone. Blue buff goes to Slushy. He's doing just fine, 2, 1, and 3. We didn't see much from him. Mid lane was kind of a wash, but he's finally been able to arrive in fights now, and his damage is really high against a squishy backline.
Yeah, Kenny, man, I bet he's thinking, I wish I could clone myself 5 times and just make a team of me.
Kenny?
Yeah, he's like, yeah. I'm a great mid laner.
Tristana can be her own peel.
Yeah, I guess so.
Support Trist. E's going to give all your procs on your Spell Thief's Edge.
He's going to play Tristana every lane?
Yeah,
he's
5 Tristanas.
One for all champion?
Yes. He said clone him.
Oh.
You gotta go all the way in this one. Calitrolls on the front line. Bubble's gonna get flashed away from by Latman.
Mundo's behind though. Porpoise isn't here.
This is a bit of a flank that might just matter. Porpoise has to come in. Tidal's gonna knock out about 2 people. Calitrolls is actually knocked out of the Morgana ultimate, but the bind's gonna hit, and the kill actually won't go through. Somebody who keeps him alive, would you believe
Porpoise
it?
Is here.
And now the re-engage is still 5 on 5. Calitrolls has to get away from this one though. He does not have teleport.
Wow, so they actually hold off on that long enough. California Trolls barely gets out of it. And the entire time, Porpoise Pops wasn't there. It was the TP flank from Baby Zeus that came up really big. Now Slushy, he runs off to the side. He's going to go push this bottom turret. Corky's going to have to answer.
Plenty of damage dealt right now. Maple not going to show up for that one. Corky will push that away.
Latman's going to clear it out. Instead, mid lane needs attention. The wave cleared. The Ziggs is on the top, or the bottom, tier 2 turret.
Well, Maple
looking to flank.
And getting some decent damage down. Smithy losing some health as well. He's got to be a bit careful. Teammate really not showing any hesitance whatsoever, so they're going to be just fine. 2,500 gold lead still stands for Teammate, and they are taking their time with the teamfight composition.
Yeah, it's a very different Teammate than we usually have seen, but I like that both teams are pulling things out that they don't usually do. Maple on a hyper carry. We saw kind of signs of this when they played LoL Pro. California Trolls on a meta top laner who's tanky. Saw him do a little bit of that, but not too much. We saw one Mundo. Otherwise, he played Jax, Lee Sin, Gragas, Lulu. None of those are very tanky.
True.
In the same way that Maokai is.
He's playing a straight-up tank on this one, and you know what? It's honestly working out pretty well. Yes. He's getting gank pressure from his jungler. Porpoise Pops, I said it a second ago, is actually going for a pretty damage-focused build. Lizard Elder into Hexdrinker into Brutalizer. Now a Giant's Belt. You've got a tank, so why not? And, you know, you have a 4-2-2 Kha'Zix who's doing a great job so far this game.
Yeah. And if he sticks by the Maokai, he'll get naturally tankier.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things going for him here. And the build, you can't really argue with it when he's doing so well. And his evolution order. Dodo. Oh, are they going to catch Trist out of the fight?
Yeah, she's not in the right place, but Smithy actually very much isolated from the team. Flash over by Porpoise Pops, getting good isolation damage down this time around. Smithy gets rooted up. Cali Trolls is going to help his team get the kill. Maple Street gets the credit for it, but that was pretty much all Porpoise Pops.
Yeah, the Dragon is up, but then the mid lane is being contested here from XDG. They could push this straight down if the Dragon is done by a teammate.
So I think Maple and Porpoise Pops can do this, and the rest of the team can go for the defense, which is what they're trying to do. Zig's ulti is available. They could have used it right there. There we go. Comes down, forces them back. Tidal Wave as well, not going to do much. Maybe Zeus tags it.
Cali's actually wrapping around them right now. He's not going to let them get away.
He might want this. Latman is going to knock him across the wall. Cali Trolls, though, some good damage being dealt. Pink Ward comes down to say, oh, there's their team. And out they
go. They lose a top lane turret. So it's one turret. They didn't lose that middle one, but they trade Dragon for it, and they lost a kill. Dodo. Ooh. Very close. Oh, but they just wrap around them. The way that they're coming into these fights from Team 8 is very good. I love the flanks.
Slow on a baby Zeus. Good damage being dealt. Bubble. Ooh, he flashes away just barely on that one. The satchel actually almost knocked him back into the bubble all the same. Porpoise Pop still sieging the mid lane. Smithy, he's going to go in on that one, actually. Really risky move. Pops, the ulti does get out, but now Smithy has almost nowhere to go. There is the jump in the air. Dodo's got to be careful. 2 turret shots from Dead, does get out. Calitroll still in the front lines. Ulti about the timeout, but does take it up quite nicely. Mid lane tier 2 does go down. And teammate keep building up leads.
And Cali got himself in Mikhail's there. Cali doesn't really know what the word out means.
No.
I think he only just has in.
It just follows. It follows the word all. Just go all out.
All out. That's exactly what he does every time. He knows the limits of his champions. I'm always very impressed when I watch him play, whether it's the damage limits or when he knows he can all in, or on this tank, how much damage he can take before he has to bounce. It's really impressive.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of top laners do that solo and get out, where it's like, I'm going to dive into all 4 of them, 5 of them, for 2 seconds so that you can get this turret, and then I will still get out because Dodo's going to Mikhail's me.
That's awesome. It's been great. It's been a really wonderful thing so far. Teammate have done well this game on coordination specifically. Their bot lane did well. Maple's doing fine. 1-1 and 5. It's, you know, whatever. He's doing damage from the back line. It's kind of what you can do. Cali Trolls has been great. Slushy's been absolutely great. Porpoise Pops has continued to be amazing for this team.
So I'm thinking back to when we first saw the Tristana mid in the North American LCS.
Yeah.
And then I remember on the analyst desk, I was talking about how you build against it, because I remember Crumbs built like Spectral Wraith on Elise and didn't go tanky at all.
Yeah.
You look at Cali Trolls. Frozen Heart, Thornmail immediately knows that when you play even against one Tristana without a secondary AD carry in the game, you want a lot of armor.
Yeah.
When there's 2 of them, you definitely want to double down on your stats. Like, doesn't matter if you're going to take magic damage here. Let that be like somebody else's job. Porpoise Pops, he'll soak whatever tiny magic damage they have. You know, it's a Mundo. You have maybe some from Corki. Big threat is the Tristana. Recognize that, counter build it, and Cali Trolls is doing just that. And I love to see that in a player, because it means that they're adjusting mid-game. Not just mid-series, but mid-game. Yeah. You aren't just on a regular path, like, I'm going to buy this item first.
Well, speaking of mid-game adjustments, Baby Zeus went for a Warmog second when 3 people on the other team have % health damage.
Yes.
I don't necessarily like that. feel like you'd want to Randuin's here.
Who's the third?
Maokai, Kha'Zix, and Kog'Maw.
I don't think Kha'Zix does that anymore, does he?
The isolation is not missing health damage anymore?
I think it's just a bonus.
It's just bonus? Oh, okay. Just kidding, only 2.
I mean, somebody could double check it for me.
Well, okay, then Ruin King. 3.
Boom, thank you.
Yeah, that totally counts. That's what I was going for.
Somebody will have to check the
I haven't played Kha'Zix, the Evo reworks.
I think they just increase the ratio and the flat damage of the isolated target.
Then I'm just wrong then. No, I trust you on this one. Just 2 plus Ruin King. Oh, binding on Porpoise Pops. More poke comes out. This is one thing that XDG does have, is better reach, basically. They've got a lot of really good pokes. I mean, Slushie has bombs, but it's just working better from XDG right there. The cleavers and everything are landing quite successfully. Right now we got to see, though, what teammate can keep doing, because they are still the team with the lead. Almost 5,000 gold now. He continues to stretch. They're playing really measured. But at the end of the day, it's still working.
And right now, they're going to go straight for this. They cleared the vision out. Xmithie sees him with the cocoon. Is this going to be a bold Xmithie play? He's going to have to be repelled early.
Oh, that is a very early repel, and he doesn't come down, but they're still going to respect that one and go for the re-engage. Tidal Wave actually stops the Valkyrie.
Kenny!
Burst onto Latman. Kenny goes down, and Cali Trolls goes in the front line. Latman forced to run away, but Kale's used to keep him alive. There's the engage on a 10Q. That is a very, very dead Morgana. Double kill for Mabel. Porpoise Pops finds another kill. Will he keep chasing? Of course he will. Goes in for Baby Zeus. Cocoon's going to land, but who even cares anyway? The chase onto Xmithie. Triple kill from Maple Street, and it's going to be the last one picked up by Slushie. 30 seconds on the respawn, and teammate says, let's Baron for that.
Yeah, they will Baron off of this instead of pushing, because they don't have a minion wave at the moment. They could go top, but
Slushie's doing that.
This is what they're doing.
I actually like this a lot. Slushie should be able to put enough pressure to, I think, get the inhibitor turret as his team takes down Baron Nashor. 5 buffs picked up for this one, and it's honestly going to be close to a 10,000 gold lead in the aftermath of all this.
Just a really, really clean team fight there. Kenny caught out of position, just instantly blown up. It's what they've been wanting. It's why they built so much damage on Kha'Zix early. And the fact that Cali Trolls just dives into the rest of the team, causes havoc, is exactly what they wanted from the start of this. Kenny gets caught here. Rooted, blown up. Then we see Cali Trolls go, okay, I'm going to go to the rest of the team. Get them low. Defend my team. The fact he has so much cooldown reduction because he has the Frozen Heart allows him to get so many twisted advances off. It's ridiculous. I think that'll be about maybe a 7-second cooldown at this point. Maybe even lower. It's probably lower than that.
Yeah. One thing that really hurt XDG there was the fact that they were pretty spread out. 10Q was like, 10Q could have been in range to Mikhail's, but he was nowhere near Kenny in this one. So Kenny using his top lane instincts to be in front of the team, isolated by himself. Instead of wait on Tristana, that's not where I want to be exactly. Kind of died that fight.
And now the Dragon live, they're just going to pick it up for themselves. Porpoise Pop's very quick on that. Curious to see what his last evolution will be. Not a lot of people have taken the R lately. They've been substituting it for the W. So when he gets to 16, I mean, it's not a big thing. I'm just curious about it. Because his context evolutions have been a little different than what we've seen.
Well, Cali Trolls going in 1v3 because Slushie's nearby. There's the Valkyrie and the Black Shield. Now 5 people are around, and Cali Trolls really might not want to keep chasing these guys.
Look at how much damage he's not taking.
Okay, no, he's going to go ahead and want to chase these guys.
Yeah, the amount of damage that Cali Trolls is not taking is a little bit ridiculous because he walks up, he's like, look at me, I got 328 armor plus my Ventral Maelstrom, which is half off a cooldown already because it's a 30-second cooldown.
Base, yeah.
And it lasts for 10 seconds.
Oh, base is going to go back up there. Missiles used up, and XDG pushing in towards this one. They're going to see if they can knock this turret down. Kenny in the backlands trying to zone them out. Cali Trolls is down to 1,000 health, though. Can they bring him out? Forced to flash away. Baby just gets bursted down incredibly, and Kenny just goes down to Porpoise Pops. He's going to keep chasing in as well. More kills just keep falling. Cali Trolls wants to join the party, but he's a little bit late to the show. Double kill for the Kha'Zix, and this could maybe be the game closing out. New wave coming in. Minions dying off.
Right, we talked about how this team has such low kill participation. Cali Trolls 100% still.
Wow, still.
Yeah, when he plays a tank, he's always showing up to the fights, or the fights are coming to him. Like, being the shot caller and being a tank is very beneficial. It's why we used to see junglers be shot callers all the time.
And there's turret number 1 going down. Cali Trolls goes in on Latman, and down he goes. 3rd kill in a row for Porpoise Pops. Can he make it more, or will it just be the Nexus? That's going to be the case here, as the Nexus is available. 36 minutes and 4 seconds in the game. That's going to be Team 8, 1-0 against XDG.
We don't even get to see what he evolves, because he ends the game level 15. That's how quick it was for them. 36 minutes. Team 8 coming out with something new for Cali Trolls. new from Maple Street in style, because he hasn't completely been comfortable with that in the past as a hyper carry. He's always done the lane bully, and now he's able to carry a game, because he looked like the saving grace at the start. He kept them in the game, got them back in, and then things just kept coming up because of Porpoise and Cali Trolls. They got back into it.
I agree. And honestly, the more I look at this game, I mean, Teammate, I think, played that really well overall. The 2v2 you identified, I completely agree. Great 2-on-2 from Maple and Dodo. I think Porpoise and Cali Trolls together were also awesome. They got so many good ganks onto Baby Zeus. My issue with XDG, though, was I don't like their comp. And I said at the very beginning, you're going to have such a hard time dealing with Kha'Zix and Ziggs. And they just wrecked the double AD comp, honestly. When you have backline reach, it is hard to play squishies, and that is what Teammate had. I'm trying to remember if Ziggs was picked before or after double AD was revealed. But if it was picked after, that was exactly the right choice. And if it was picked before, then XDG screwed up. So either way, someone gets credit for this one.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Ziggs, I think, is the right champion to face this kind of comp.
It was actually picked before, because it was Maokai, then it was... something, I think it was at least Tristana.
This is Morg.
And then
I almost certain it was Morg.
It was Morgana, Tristana.
Yeah.
Then it was, because they picked an order, remember?
Oh, yeah,
then
you're right.
Kha'Zix and then.
Yeah, they picked an order. So, yeah.
Before they saw it.
In the face of Kha'Zix Ziggs, they went for mass squishies with, like, no peel.
Yeah, Kha'Zix Ziggs, Maokai.
Yeah, right. So it's like, I mean, like, Maokai is like, whatever, he's just strong. I mean, it makes it a team fight comp.
It's so hard to kill him, though.
Well, sure. And, like, against that, I do understand AD. Against Maokai, I do understand double AD. But when you see two great backline reach champions, don't run double AD. It's just not going to work well for you. You saw it right there. And that puts some fear into my heart for XDG that they just came in saying, all right, double AD, we're going to do the comp, and then didn't adapt when they saw champions and champ select.
Yeah, they also swapped the lanes around, and I did call into question how good of a top laner is Baby Zeus. I don't know. He's a fantastic mid laner.
Absolutely.
He's a fantastic mid laner.
Good player
Kenny,
overall.
Fantastic mid laner, too. Fantastic top laner. But, I mean, when your top laner goes 0, 5, and 3 against Cali Trolls, and they focus you, like, there's a lot more to playing top lane than just being able to know lane matchups. You have to be able to CS well. You have to be able to show up to the fights at the right time, use your TP effectively. And you have to avoid the ganks, because you are going to get focused if you're against Teammate.
I mean, in general, we're seeing Mundo's getting ganked a lot.
Shot caller is probably going to call the jungler to his lane.
Probably.
Nobody else is going to do it.
It's a vocal player. He's going to put out the wards. He's going to get some kills going in. So, of course, very, very well played here by Teammate. Guys, going to take a quick break. When we return, it's time for Game 2 between XDG and Teammate. Stick around. There's more Challenger action coming your way. Now, Baby Zeus on the chase against Maple Street, though, going to get enough damage. Is rooted in turret range, though. Is it going to be enough, though, as he walks away? Kog'Maw passive, not going to be doing much either. Smithy, can he get in for the steal in time? Smite Fight goes in, picked up by Porpoise Pops, and they kill off Smithy as well.
He's looking to isolate people and blow them up. Smithy.
Smithy about to be one of those members, 10Q in the same spot as well. Kill, reset, kill. Now Kenny and Landman are in the fight. Will he keep chasing? Of course he will. Goes in for Baby Zeus. Who's going to land, but who even cares anyway? The chase onto Smithy. Triple kill from Maple Street, and it's going to be the last one picked up by Slooshy.